Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and Horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the Rooster. So let's see how you guys are cockle-doodle doing. Let's shuffle these up and down, move them around and pick 3 out and see what your week's been like. Has it been a exciting week or has it been an utter cluck up? Sorry, it is just so easy with chicken puns. Let's get back to the shuffling. Let's stop about there, and we'll take that one from the bottom, we'll take that one from the middle, we'll take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got a positive and 2 negatives there, the white and 2 blacks, and it's easy to be pessimistic when we see those 2 negatives. However, black isn't always an attack, white isn't always all right. It all depends on that compatibility when we flip the cards over. The first card we've got there is the Tiger. Now the Tiger and the Rooster, they're not overly incompatible. There isn't a massive conflict between the two. It can go either way. They'll either be best of friends or they'll find each other very irritating and find each other very sort of frustrating. You get frustrated with each other. Now, the Tiger in this instant here, as a card, not as a person, this represents something emotional, an emotional attachment. It's communication. It's talking about things that it means quite a lot to you, or it's quite heavy for you. It's quite a lot for you to talk about. It's quite a lot for you to maybe even admit. Like, you don't want to admit something to yourself. However, it is in that positive place, so the communication is definitely the mature way to do it. The communication and talking about things, that's definitely the right foot forward. So that is good. It's also in that positive in the respect that this emotional thing, this thing that may be in your life or a part of your life, it is something that, however is happening, or how it is panning out, or whatever is going on, it is something that is going to come off in a more positive way. Even though we're looking at these 2 negatives, this is something that is the right thing. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for you to be pursuing, or the right thing for you to be objecting. It's the right thing for you, whatever it is that you've done or doing. Despite the fact it's going to get you into the 2 negatives, it is a good place to be. As I say, that communication there is a brilliant sign that it's being handled well, that it's being handled maturely, it's being handled in a way where there is no resentment, there is no agitation, there is no frustration. It's not an uphill battle, which could in turn make it worse because it may seem like it is too easy. And sometimes when things are too easy, it's suspicious. Another trait of the Tiger, being very suspicious of things, questioning things. We're going to come into this time with the Dragon, the Black Dragon. Now that's really quite a good card for a Rooster person, because the Dragon is on the line for soul lines. It's the soulmate card, or soulmate of the Rooster. The Rooster and the Dragon go together very, very well. But this does again show that even though you're not moving forward, even though that you feel you're going backwards, even though you feel like you're not getting anywhere, and that you're not actually progressing in whatever respect you feel you're not progressing, it is meant for you. This is meant for you. This growth, this sort of level of communication, this place that you're in, it isn't doing much for maybe your confidence or your self-esteem, but it is growth in a way that you will come to appreciate in time. That dragon is putting you on that path, or bringing you back to your path, where you should be or where you should have been. It may not feel great. And it may feel, as I say, very heavy or very kind of confusing, but it is something that is meant for you. So there will be growth, there will be progression, there will be some kind of recognition for all the hassle and effort and whatever you've had to go through and deal with. There will be some compensation for that as time goes by. And of course, you're not feeling very enthusiastic. That's understandable. You're not feeling progressive. You're not feeling like you're moving forward. You're not feeling like you're being treated fairly. Maybe you feel like things aren't as fair as you'd like them to be. Maybe it's your own expectations here, but what can you do? In fact, there isn't a lot you can do. This dragon being in the negative as a doer, part of that doer triangle in the negative isn't really doing anything, which would suggest that there isn't anything that you can do. There isn't much you can do here. Unlike the tiger, who's emotionally open there in that positive space and communicating quite well, the doer, the dragon, in that negative space isn't doing as it should do. So your approach to this could be a little bit confusing, because you know what it is you need to do, or you know what it is that you should do, but you can't do it. You can't bring yourself to it yet, or it's harder than you expected. We need to reduce those expectations, because sometimes we believe that the world is against us and nothing works out for us, but behind the scenes there are things that are working out for us that we are unaware of. There are things that are going on that will come out in the future, and you'd have had to have done something or been somewhere or spoke to someone at a certain time for that exact thing to happen in a week's time, 2 years' time, 10 years' time. It can be very long-winded, but the thing with it is the universe doesn't really care about time. Time is a man-made concept, and it's not necessarily something that the universe cares about. So if something's meant to be, it will be, just maybe not on the timeline that you expect it to be. Oh, we got another black doer there, the monkey. Again, not a massive conflict there, not a massive conflict. There is a level of compatibility there to a certain degree, but we're seeing it in the negative as a self-care card that's not, again, being fulfilled. We've got two doers here, the monkey and the dragon, that are essentially not doing anything. As I say, they are both doers. Unfortunately, though, that monkey card is a doer for you. It's a self-care card for you. So this is affecting you quite heavily. This emotional step, this kind of growth, if you like, if you want to see it that way, which is the more positive way to see it, is that it is growth. You are growing as a person. That's why it hurts, growing pains. But this growth that is stemming from this emotional side of things, it is going to affect you. It's going to affect you socially and amongst friends and family, and mainly your social battery is going to need a lot of time to recharge between intervals or in between meetings of people, maybe specific individuals. But you yourself, that self-care card is in the negative, which means you need to be a bit selfish now with your own time. You need to look after yourself and take care of yourself. Whatever it is that is happening right now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. As I say, we're leaving it on a positive note. It is hard to do, but there's no need to take it out on yourself. And I think that's where your kind of downfall, if you like, if for want of a better word, your downfall will be blaming yourself for taking it out on yourself. Right now, there isn't necessarily anything or anyone to blame until you start pointing the finger. As soon as you start pointing the finger, you are basically appointing the blame or accepting the blame when there is no one to blame. You don't need to blame yourself. You don't need to blame them. You don't need to blame that. You just accept it is what it is. The universe knows what it's doing. It is what it is. And we move forward from this. As soon as you start blaming yourself, as soon as you start pointing the finger, that's when it starts to become a negative. That's when it starts to drag you down. That's when it starts to feel like you are going backwards, because you are so heavily bound to that blame and that pointing of fingers that you're not moving forward. And that's where we want to be. That's where we want to see you going. We want to see you moving forward. And we'll find out if you do next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the Rooster. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the Dog. So if you're interested in what those guys are up to, I'll see you over there next. If not, no worries. I'll just catch you next week. Thanks for watching. Love and peace.